Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome. Good morning. It is like 9 a.m. for me, so got to sleep in a little bit. But also, I went to bed at like 4 a.m. And the boys were up all night playing some Marvel Rivals. So we were indeed up a little while. It's kind of funny. Chris asked me if I wanted a game, and I was like, dude, I have to be social on Saturday. Like, I think I'm just gonna chill today, single player game. I was boomer maxing, about to go to bed at like 9 p.m. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna sleep 9 p.m. to like 4 for work. I'm owning. I'm gonna get so much sleep. It's gonna be magnificent. And then my dad was like, why are you going to bed at like 9 a.m.? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, wait, you're going to bed at like 9 a.m.? Don't you have tomorrow off? And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, is it not, do you not have Memorial Day off? I was like, oh my God, it's Memorial Day, dude. Do I have Memorial Day off? And I had freaking Memorial Day off. Magnificent. So, here we are, man. Got some drinks and stuff for Memorial Day. We're just gonna be being chilling. Trying to figure out why my chat is not popping up here. Broadcast started. What's going on here? Is my shared chat thing not working? Oh, I got signed out. Okay, there we go. Now we're connected. We're connected here. Okay. Try this again. Alright. But yeah, we're just gonna be being chilling, playing some more Zero Parades for Dead Spies. There we go. I'm really enjoying this game a lot, man. This game is really, really good. And if this is what Disco Elysium is like, then I'm gonna have to go back and play Disco Elysium, man. Cause I'm very impressed with like the quality of the writing and just like how funny it is as well, and how many choices they give you, and like the ramifications for your actions, and like I don't know. There's so much stuff that's really funny about this game and enjoyable. But yeah, I'll be swapping over to some alcoholic beverages after I get this energy drink down and wake up a little. Hi, Jason. Good morning. Signed out, huh? Yeah, I didn't even realize. Guess it like auto signs out or something. How did Saturday go? Also, hello. Hope you're doing great. I'm doing pretty good, yeah. I can't complain. Nice day off from work that you don't expect is always a W. How did Saturday go? It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Kind of went how I expected. We they put on what was the movie that they put on? Oh, Fantastic Four? New Fantastic Four movie, but they were like halfway through it when I showed up. Because we showed up a little bit late. So I have no idea my thoughts on the movie. It seemed kind of lame from what I saw, but I think it was like basically already over, and then they put on the Mall TV show, and I was trying to not watch it because I haven't watched Clone Wars yet. So I was trying to ignore it, but my God, dude, the animation got so much better on like the Star Wars animated stuff. Like, from where I left off on like season 3 or 4 of Clone Wars versus Maul, I was like, dude, Maul looks fucking amazing. Animation's crazy good. I need to get back into that. But yeah, no, we talked about all sorts of stuff. We talked about a lot of talking about like how TV shows can't end. So I finally finished The Boys, and I didn't know spoilers or anything, but I mean, if you've been online at all, you've probably seen like a lot of people have not been very impressed with the state of The Boys, and kind of for good reason. It's yeah, it's been a little rough. But on top of that, we talked about the normal stuff that like I figured we would talk about, you know. We talked about work, we talked about a couple of them wanting me to work with them again, which is like the main reason. This is gonna sound bad, but the main reason I hang out with those people, because they're mostly like old colleagues and stuff. The main reason I work out, or I hang out with a lot of those people, is because it's really good for like job security, you know, because they're great people. Like I really like them a lot, but maybe they're not they're great people, because actually thinking about it, they were talking about some very racist stuff. They said some things and I was just like, oh my god, bro, this is crazy. But yeah, they like they started talking about fucking Mexicans and stuff, and they started talking about like how their neighbors had tons of weeds, and they're like, you're Mexican, you should be great at this, like. And then another one was like, you know, the irony is they probably own a landscaping company and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck, dude? What the hell? But yeah, no, they, so they're not great people. I take that back. I rescind that statement. But, you know, they're good for job security because, like, across all of them, they all work at a couple different labs across Arizona. So it's kind of nice to just have that door available if my department gets closed down and I get fucking, you know, fired as a result. It's kind of nice, but, you know, talk to them and kind of just shot the shit. And I want to say I was there for like, see, I showed up at 2 and I think I left at like 6:30 or so. So I was there for like 4.5 hours or something. But I brought like a bunch of mics, and I was just sipping mics and chilling, and, you know. Yeah, Star Wars is like day and night. It's insane. They want the jawline in their pool. Never late, just fashionably early. I showed up at 2 because, yeah, I brought ribs and mics. So the ribs were in the smoker, and they needed a little bit longer. So I was gonna show up at like 1 or like noon. But yeah, I ended up showing up at like 2. But the ribs were really good. Maybe like a little bit dry, but they were like just fall. You could just like whoop, pop out the bones. It was really soft, really good. It's just dark humor. I don't know, cause like they always talk about like protests and riots, and like it's a bunch of like, I mean, they're not all like 50-year-old white dudes and white women, but they are like predominantly like the people that I work with are, but like obviously they bring like their daughters and their sons and like, you know, They bring a bunch of younger people. So there are like younger people there. I think the youngest person there was like 20. It was like this 20-year-old chick. I think she was the daughter or niece or something of one of the people there. But yeah, it's kind of just like a little house party type of barbecue thing. Since we all have a long weekend. I did not post it in the Discord, no. I keep forgetting, man. Like, I'll make ice cream and stuff, and I keep forgetting to post it in the Discord, too. But yeah, it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. I got a little bit of the negging, you know, about being single, and honestly, this time I got more, I got negged more for my job than anything. It's like, because they were kind of giving me shit about the fact that I'm not in R&D yet. Like, they were surprised that I didn't take the R&D position. And yeah, they were like, oh man, I would have taken that in a heartbeat when I was saying the how, like, their offer that they gave me to go over to R&D. I was like, yeah, but like, you know, I don't know anything about Kansas City and I don't want to move and stuff. And we just bought a house here and just sold the last house. They're like, yeah, exactly. You just sold the last house. I'd be moving to Kansas City. And they're giving me shit about that. And being like, oh, big money Zach. Won't take the new job for double his salary. Didn't know we had such a Richie here. Like, I wish I was that rich when I was your age and stuff. Like, come on, bro. And the lady that was the head of lab at where I worked before, she was like, hey, don't you expect me to match that offer if you come back to us? She's like, no way I'm paying that much. She's like, you're good, but you're not that good. And like, yeah, no, it's fine. But overall, it wasn't that bad, honestly. Like I said, they mess with me more about the job than like being sick. There was definitely like some of the singleness and everything, but honestly, I just tried to like not talk to the young people. Like, that was just my strat. Is like, I'd say hi to the person that I knew, and they'd be like 50 something, and then they'd be like, this is my daughter or whatever. I'm like, okay, nice to meet you and stuff. And then they'd, you know, introduce me a little bit, and I'd talk a very little bit, and then I'd be like, okay, I gotta go, you know, gotta go introduce myself and say hi to blah blah. And then that would be like my out, and I tactically went to the people until I went to my buddy Nick, who like my buddy Nick and then my buddy Eddie, who are both like younger and they don't have like kids or anything. So like, I saved them specifically for last, even though I like them the most. I saved them specifically for last just so I wouldn't have to talk to like young people or whatever. And I kind of just used that strat and then just like being chilled. Know about Kansas tornadoes. Hi, Zachary. Good morning. I knew you were on. Dude, it's just like you talk to a 20-year-old and it's just a lose situation, bro. It's just a lose-lose. Like, you just like have nothing in common. Like, what do I have in common with a 20-year-old woman? Nothing. We listen to different music. We watch different shows. We watch different movies. And maybe not the movies part necessarily, but like she's not gonna be into gaming. She's not gonna be into fucking. Maybe she'll be into like anime. Maybe you'll have that, but like, I feel like if you talk to a chick who's 20 that's into anime, she has really bad like alter or like halted develop. What's it called? Arrested development. Like whenever I talk to chicks in like their early 20s into anime, they always have such a bad case of arrested development, bro. Like I don't know, they act like babies. They're like, I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just a baby or whatever. And you're just like, you're 21 years old, bitch. What are you talking about? That's a whole ass woman. Sorry to break it to you. Hate talking to people my age. I talk to people that are much older, like 30s or 40s. Yeah, my buddy Nick, he's like 25. He's like 25, I want to say. 24 or 25. He's quite a few years younger than me. And he's like the youngest person that I've worked with. But like me and him like play Warzone and shit together, you know? Like, so we have quite a bit in common. We're both like gamers. We usually just shoot the shit about games and stuff like that. And he brought his girlfriend, and so I was mostly just talking to them. And then yeah, my old manager Eddie was there, and he's a younger, he's like a couple years older than me. I think he's like 32, so he's pretty chill too. He talked to, yeah, like 30s, 40s. Most of the people there were like 50 ish, but yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. There was a little bit of the like trying to play matchmaker, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I dealt with it pretty alright. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It was really just like oh man, you know, we've got like fucking 30 people here and basically all of them are white. And then they start talking about current events, and then you got 30 white older people talking about fucking current events, and that always like turns racial real quick. And I was just like, okay, bro, what are we doing here? That was the main thing for me.
This is a dangerous path you are traversing, Cascade.
We're gonna play the game.
In the subterranean halls of the Opera, the ancients are whispering about you. They're saying Cascade has gone looking for it.
I'm very much looking for it.
Then you've already lost.
That means you don't have it.
Some are born with it. Those who go looking for it, more often than not, end up destroying their lives in pursuit of the elusive ideal, like Operant Probable before you.
I already have it potential.
The Ancient Ones shake their heads with despair. There goes another one, they're whispering.
The Opera's psychomancers had high expectations for your levels of it, based on their initial examinations.
In their final reports, Probable speculated that it had disappeared completely from this material plane, and could only be recovered by undertaking a dangerous meta-quest.
I'm doing it.
Luck and skill, Cascade. You will need both.
Those give me potential. What is potential? Does that actually increase my stat? That actually, because it said it increased my potential, right? So like this, I have gray matter skill potential and cold read skill potentials. If we go to gray matter, it's not higher. Oh, maybe it's this little thing, this little like square, and it's, where's cold read? Okay, I think it's the square. So like I can level it. Still trying to get its story though. Story's pretty simple. You're a spy that was the only one of her team that survived your last mission. As a result, it was reported a failure. You were reported a failure, and you have been basically, like they call it, on ice. You were sent to little baby factory. It's kind of like you know the gimmick in lawyer shows or whatever, where it's like if you fuck up as a lawyer and you lose a big case, they send you down to like process the paperwork. They send you down to the paper room. That's basically what happened. Is it's like we were a spy that had a very promising career, fucked up on a mission that we don't know too much about other than all of our homies died. And then they sent us back basically to just do paperwork for quite a while. It's been like several years. This is our first mission back. We arrived to meet with the guy that's supposed to actually give us the fucking assignment for what we're supposed to do, and that was the guy that was like catatonic, pseudopod. And so we've been trying to put together what happened to pseudopod, and like we're trying to figure out what's going on. We're basically going rogue though, because our handler, the person that like we're supposed to report back to back at base, they told us just wrap it up, come on in. You don't even have the fucking assignment yet. You don't even know what you're supposed to do yet. And we're like rebelling and saying no. So that's where we are right now. My rule for myself is if I don't have my shit together, then I won't date any woman. It's just been my rule since I've never had a girlfriend in my life yet. I mean, here's the thing. I think a lot of men think that way, and that can be a healthy way to live to an extent. Like, you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to, you know, be debt free and own your own home and like have a great career or anything like that. But you need to be at a place to where you will be an asset to the person that you're dating. I think that's the most important thing, because relationships are essentially like a business deal, right? It's a business deal. And would you hire somebody that is just going to be a negative to your company? Like, no, right? They need to have, they need to be an asset. They need to make your company better. And relationships are the same way. It's like, women get a lot of shit because they care more about the success of a man on average than a man cares about the success of a woman on average. But one, that's just an evolutionary thing. Like, obviously back in the day when we were evolving, you wanted a strong man that would have like a solid and reliable shelter in order to protect you and protect, you know, your offspring. So like part of it does come from that, but also I think there's just like a lot of man children out there. There's a lot of man children that like they're like overly jealous and overbearing and like don't have a lot of confidence and are like fucking bums, you know? So I don't think there's anything wrong with that either, but it is true that like women want somebody that's gonna be an asset. So I don't think like I said, I don't think you have to have like a ton of money and like a great career and own a home or anything, but I think you need to be in a good space mentally to take on a partner and all of their problems and help them deal with their problems. I think you need to be in a good space emotionally where you are stable and able to, you know, keep a level head and not get like super angry over things and not get like be overbearing and controlling and clingy, which typically comes from just having your own friends and your own hobbies and your own life, right? That just comes naturally through that. And I think financially, it's good to just be in a place to where you have a bit of expendable income because, you know, when you're dating, it does cost money, right? Like women on average are going to want to go out, they're going to want to do stuff, and they're going to want gifts, which does cost money. So you need to be at a place to where it's not going to make, like, if you're living paycheck to paycheck to just survive, then you're probably not in a place for a relationship. You know, that's going to be a tough sell for a lot of women out there. But yeah, I do think too many people wait too long. It's just like, if you're waiting for the perfect time to where you're owning in life, like that could be well into your 30s, you know, and then you have a whole nother set of issues. It's like, if you haven't dated and you're in your 30s, then you're not gonna know what you like and you don't like. Because as a dude that has dated a lot, I would say, maybe not as much as some, but like, you know, I've been in committed relationships for like probably 12 or 13 years of my life with various chicks, and went on tons and tons of dates with a lot of different chicks, to varying levels of success. One thing I can tell you is that what I am looking for in a partner nowadays is almost completely different from what I thought I wanted in a partner back in the day. Like when I was younger, I thought like a lot of these fucking dudes online where I was like, I want a quiet, like clingy girlfriend that's always gonna be there, and you know, I'm gonna be like the biggest part of her life and her best friend, and we're gonna spend all the time together, and you know, I don't want us to like ever fight or argue or anything like that, and I want her to be, you know, more on the chill side of things. And then like after repeatedly dating chicks like that, I was like, this doesn't work. This doesn't work, man. With my personality type, it doesn't work because I have a like rampaging bull personality type. I have a very strong and aggressive personality type, and as a result, if I am with quiet people that are like non-confrontational, I just bulldoze them. They don't even get to talk. They don't get to do anything, and they feel as if they can't talk. And it just doesn't work. I have to. So now, like, what I look for in a partner is almost like completely different. Like, I look for somebody that's a yapper. I look for somebody that has their own life and is not going to be clingy. Like, that's another thing I realized after dating people that were clingy is I was like, yo, I actually don't like this. I don't like having to constantly explain or like argue or try and convince them to give me time to hang out with my friends. Like I really didn't like that. And so now like I look for somebody that has hobbies and has friends so they can hang out with their friends and I can hang out with my friends. And I look for somebody with a job so that way like they have the job keeping them busy as well throughout the day. And like I have my job obviously, and if I'm not working, like I can spend my time streaming or working out or whatever, right? So like clingy is a really big negative for me now, where I thought it was going to be a positive. And like I welcome not necessarily arguments, but I welcome confrontation. I welcome it. I think confrontation is really good because confrontation means that you can work out the things that aren't working out before they blossom into being a bigger problem. One of the biggest problems I had whenever I dated a chick that was quiet and non-confrontational, like you'll see a lot of these fucking red pillars want, is they won't tell you when something bothers them. And the problem with that is that it still bothers them. They just don't want to argue and they don't want to make you upset and they don't want to fight about it. And so it festers and it festers and it's like an infection and it spreads and it spreads. And then eventually you have this person that just blows up and they're just like, I'm sick and tired of dealing with you. You know, I'm over it. I'm done. And you're like, where's this coming from? Like, I've thought things have been fine. Things have been chill. And they're like, no, you've been doing this and it's been bothering me since day one. And you're like, you never told me. Right? Like, how was I supposed to know? How are we supposed to work on it? And that's kind of the problem with like a non-confrontational person. So I welcome confrontation as long as it's in a respectful manner. Just like I love talking to people on stream of differing opinions and stuff like that, you know? I welcome that, and I think it's really healthy for like a good relationship. Is it's like, yeah, tell me you have a problem with something, and we'll converse with about it, and you know we'll get to the bottom of it, and hopefully we can find a middle ground for whatever the issue is. Right? I think it's right. But yeah, that's like what you miss out on when you're trying to have your life be perfect before you date. You miss out on those years and years of experience of figuring out what works and doesn't work for you as a person. And it's different for everybody. There's not a one size fits all. And you might think that you are in, like, you might have this ideal woman in your life or in your head. And then you find that ideal woman and you date her and you're like, wow, dude, I was really fucking wrong. Like, like honestly, everyone I know that like they started thinking, man, I really want a clingy girlfriend. I really want a girlfriend that like their whole life is me, you know, and then they date a clingy girl. Almost every single time I've talked to a dude like that, they're like, bro, I was so wrong. Clingy girlfriend sucks. Get me a chick with hobbies and a life. You know, and friends, please. So yeah, that's a big part of like dating, is you have to accumulate the wealth of experience. Also, I mean, let's be real. If you're dating a chick and you've never dated and you're like 30 something, it's like 30-year-old virgin, bro. You're not gonna know how to pleasure the person, and that's gonna be a big thing when you're going into a relationship, especially you're older. Chick's gonna expect that you know what you're doing, man. That's gonna be a big one. It's good to accumulate some experience, you know, early. Yes, we'll be playing 007. It comes out on the 27th. I know they have the early access or whatever, but I'm probably just gonna play it on the 27th. But yeah, I will be playing 007. I got rejected too many times to the point I don't want to ask a woman out. Might be childish, dude. Nobody bats 100. You know, you gotta strike out before you get the strike. Before you get the home run, I guess. You gotta strike out before you get the home run, I guess. For sure, yeah. I've been rejected so many times, bro. So many times. It happens. I've said it multiple times on stream. I still remember the most brutal rejection I got, where the chick like looked at me and she was with her friend. They both like looked at me, they laughed, and then she's like, "You're way too ugly to be this confident." I've had some nasty rejections, bro. I had one chick say like, "Are you being serious right now? Do you actually think I would date someone like you?" Like, oh dude, I've had some fucking some big rejections. It happens, man. It is what it is. You know? But listen, if I never asked anyone out, then I wouldn't have had, you know, like I said, 12, 13 years of like committed relationships, and like I've dated chicks that there's like no way initially looking at the person you'd be like, yeah, this person's way out of my league or whatever, and then the person says yes. Like I dated one chick that was so attractive that dudes would routinely be like, bro, mano a mano, how the fuck are you dating her? Like, what's going on there, bro? Like, do you make a ton of money? And like, I was still a student at the time, bro. I didn't make shit. Like, do you make a lot of money? Like, what's going on here, bro? Like, you know? So, but yeah, if I believed in the whole like, she's out of my league or whatever, I never would have asked the chick out and never would have dated. So, you gotta be ready for rejection. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen a lot, especially when you're early to like, you're new to asking people out and stuff. Openness and honesty is a fundamental cornerstone for a healthy relationship. It is, and one thing that you learn just throughout life, whether it's friendships or dating or working with people, most people suck ass at communicating. They're either not well spoken, for a variety of reasons. I find that a lot when I converse with people. I'm like, wow, this person sucks at communicating. Like, this person is terrible about carrying a conversation naturally and having one topic carry on to another topic and keeping the flow going. Or maybe they're terrible at interjecting humor at the right points, you know, to where it seems tone deaf or it gets boring quickly. Like, most people fucking suck at conversing. Now, maybe that's because, like, to be fair, maybe I'm biased because I'm really good at it. Like, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I can carry a conversation and have the person be engaged and have the person into it for hours. I have routinely talked to people that I barely know for 2, 3, 4 hours, man. And like, time flies, like, routinely. Like, I'm a yapper, bro. I have a degree in the yapology, right? As you can probably tell through the stream, is I'm really good at yapping. And it's much better when I'm actually like conversing with somebody, because I could just go active listening mode and just let them hard carry conversations and stuff like that, while finding out a lot about them and just asking the right, like, probing questions and stuff can carry a conversation really hard. But like, yeah, most people suck at conversing. And also another thing is, a lot of people just lie. They lie, and it's like they lie not even for good reasons. They just lie. Like, this is a really big thing. People just lie, bro. And this carries into relationships a lot of the time. It's like, you'll talk to a chick and she'll just be lying. Like, as easily as she's breathing, she's lying. And it's just like the weirdest thing. People hide their emotions. Like, I don't know what it is about, like, especially neurotypical people, like, I get it. Neurotypical people find it like really hard to just say how it is and like how they feel because they don't want to hurt people's feelings or whatever. And so a lot of times they either act fake or they put on a mask or they lie in order to like because they think it's the nice thing to do or whatever. Obviously, I don't understand that. I just say how it is, man. I always have. Is it's like if I'm done with a conversation, I'll be like, all right, man. Well, it was cool talking to you. I'm gonna head out or whatever. You know, I still do it in a nice way, but like if I'm bored, I'm just gonna leave. Right? I've done this many times, even with friends, where like even in just like a Discord voice call or whatever, and the conversation is dry and like people are playing their own games or whatever, and they're boring me. And I'm just like, all right, guys, you take care. I'm heading out. And I dip or whatever, you know? Like, it happens, bro. Like, I just say how it is. Like, if someone is being annoying, I'll just tell them they're being annoying. You know? I just say it how it is. But that's another, like, really big problem with communication is that people, they just lie. They lie or they don't mention things, and a lot of people do it. And obviously, it's really bad. Like my classic example is really like my first serious relationship, I would say. I had a couple relationships before it, but like my first serious relationship was dating this chick in like late junior high all the way through high school, right? Dated the same chick the whole time for 5 years. And like when we eventually broke up, she started like naming a bunch of stuff that she had problems with. She was like, I'm sick of, like, I'm over the relationship. Like, we never go out and do things. And for 5 years, I constantly, at least hundreds of times, would ask her, like, hey, you want to go out and do something? No, it's fine. It's okay. We can just, you know, chill at your place or whatever. I'm like, you sure you don't want to do something? Like, we could go here or here. No, it's fine. I'm like, okay. And this happened, like I said, hundreds of times for years. Come to find out, you know, once things are finally ending, oh, I wanted to go places, but I wanted, you know, you to pick the place and decide on it. And it's like, it's stuff like that, you know, that it's like, huh? But I've asked you hundreds of times if you wanted to do things. And it seemed like it never bothered you, but this whole time it's been bothering you? Like, why would you not just tell me? Well, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. So you let it fester and bloom into a very big problem and then ended the relationship because of it, and you think that's a better way of doing things? And like, people do this on the regular. Like, people, there's something that you do that annoys someone and they just won't tell you. And they'll just get annoyed by it and annoyed by it and annoyed by it until they fucking blow up or something. And it's like, just fucking tell me. Just tell me. Like, my favorite relationship, the last chick I dated, we dated for like 3 years. She, like, what I loved was that she would just tell me stuff, you know? Like, I'm being a little overbearing, I'm being a little jealous, and she's like, Zach, like, you're being, like, you're being a bit much right now. You're being too jealous. You're being too overbearing. Like, I need you to just, you know, have trust in me and relax. And that was great. Like, it was a good check, and I was like, okay, you know, my bad. I'm gonna work on it. Sorry. And it's that easy. And guess what? Like, one of the things that she said is, she was like, it was a few months later, and she's like, Zach, are you like a robot or something? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, you, like, after I told you that time that you were being jealous and overbearing, you have never once been jealous or overbearing again. And I was like, well, yeah, you told me it was a problem, so I worked on it. She's like, you know, normal people don't do that, right? She's like, normal people don't do that. Normal people, like, you can't tell them that they have a problem and that they actually like work on it and fix it. Like normal people, they say they're gonna work on it and then it keeps being a problem. And she's like, that's not. She's like, that's very irregular. And I was like, well, I care about you, and if it's a problem that's messing with things, then like obviously I'm gonna work on it. You know, and it's like, it's not that hard because, like you said, if I have trust in you, then I don't need to be jealous. Like, I don't need to have to be jealous about you hanging out with a dude or whatever, playing games with a dude or whatever, because it's like, if I have trust in you, nothing's gonna happen, right? And if they try and do anything, like if I have trust in you, you'll shut it down. And she's like, yeah, no, I understand. It's just that normal people don't do that. You know, but it's like, it's that easy. It's genuinely that easy. Maybe it's not that easy for you to like work on a hard habit or something like that, but like it's that easy to at least tell the person that it's a problem. When it comes to talking about, I just can't say some letters because of my lips. Oh, that's fine. When I say people are bad at communicating, I just mean they cannot actually make a conversation interesting and worth your time. It's like an NPC. It's like trying to talk to a fucking random Skyrim NPC and they have 3 lines of dialogue. And it's like, all right, well, I'm not going to sit here for like, you know, an hour or like keep coming back to you multiple days or something like that and pressing E on the Skyrim NPC so they can say they're fucking 1 of 3 line. You know, you're going to see that, okay, this person has 1 of 3 lines and they're not interesting, and then you're going to go find more interesting people to talk to. And like a lot of humans are like that. Like a lot of humans are just so incredibly boring and uninteresting and incapable of like carrying a conversation at all, that like they're just not worth your time. Like communicating, and by the way, this is one of the #1 things, if you're a dude out there, that women find attractive, that they will never tell you they find attractive because they don't realize they find it attractive. But being able to have a conversation with a woman is one of the most attractive things you can do. Genuinely. It's not flashy. It's not having fucking 8-pack chiseled abs and cum gutters or whatever, bro. It's not having the hog to rival Fuzz or something. It's not having the biggest bank account. It's literally just having the ability to have a conversation is one of the most attractive things you can do. The number of times chicks have not been interested in me because of how I look, and then grown interested in me because of us talking, is insane. It's insane. Like, if you can make a chick laugh and you can make her feel heard and make her feel seen and make her feel interesting and make her feel that you are genuinely interested, you own. It's genuinely that simple. Of like, being able to carry a conversation with a chick is one of the most attractive things and will increase your odds of getting with that chick exponentially. Yeah. They're a completely different person you thought they were, and the relationship falls apart because they lied about so many things. Yeah, that's how it was with the chick that I dated for like 5 years. That's how it was. It's like the more and more I talked to her friends and stuff like that after we broke up, the more I was like, oh, this bitch doesn't even like gaming. This bitch bought a console and like bought a bunch of games and stuff and always gamed around me because I was interested in it, and she said that she was interested in it, and she had all of her usernames like Mass Effect stuff because she knew I loved Mass Effect, and like she went deep in it, only to find out from her friends and later that she didn't even like gaming. She didn't like gaming, she didn't like Mass Effect, she didn't like any of this stuff. I was like, who was I with for years, bro? Like, it was kind of crazy, man. But yeah. So now we know, by the way, potential. Talking about the game. Potential only makes it so you can level stuff up higher. Which is interesting.
Oh, it's you.
Looking for a colleague.
Oh, yeah, he came by. Nice man. Talked a lot about socks. Not really. Wandered off into the bazaar.
It's crazy people can put on a mask you wouldn't even know until it's too late. Yeah.
Looking you straight in the eyes. Sympathetic. She really doesn't know.
It's creepy, man. It's creepy. But the thing is, like, both men and women do it. Like, both sides will have people saying it's just them, but both sides do it, bro.
What do you mean something's happened? Did he use the phone?
Like, don't get me wrong, women are really good at lying. To like a worrying degree, women are good at lying. But also, men will fake interest in women a ton just to get laid. You know? So it's like, both sides do it.
Oh, but at least you have that. He was, normal. Pretty forgettable, if I'm honest. I told him, unless your socks are mismatched and neon-colored, I'm not much use to you. Sorry. Yeah, I was kind of distracted when he showed up. Oh, that's, Ultravioleta, the Louisian pop star. Always thought that type of music was too young for me, but I've been enjoying her stuff recently, for some reason. No, but it's definitely her kind of title.
She peers at the disc again. Blonde hair falling over her face.
Weird disc, that. Oh, you should ask Petre at the music stall over there. He'll know more. Doubt he's an ultra, though.
A knowing smile.
Wig topiary, plastic tiaras, novelty sunglasses. A burst of colours and textures vying for your attention. All of them losing. Behind it all, you see an oddly familiar shape. The tailored shoulders, the sharp collar. The shape is robust and clean, with an architectural asymmetry, like a knife. A cape, but nothing like the other costume pieces around it.
It's a Carabinero outfit.
Carabineros are Portofiero's sanctioned police investigators. They report directly to the Prefectura and deal in actual crime. Murder, grand larceny, rape.
Wow.
That'd be illegal.
Her hand flattens a non-existent wrinkle on her tracksuit. Illegal would make it cooler.
Second-hand surplus warehouse in Lower Viudas was closing down a while back. Big clearance sale. Yeah, it's for sale. No, I told Officer Morito. He said it was above his pay grade. He kicked it up, and they kicked it right back down.
She sighs, the weight of it all hanging from her. You have the whole outfit?
The whole set's back here. Just let me know if you're interested.
Let's see it.
Yeah, they're right there. Take a look.
Carabinero cloak. It's a body piece for shadow play. This is my body? It's a body piece. Gives me Technoflex. I feel like Technoflex is usually something I can put on before like doing checks, whereas shadow play is just a natural thing that comes up. So this might be good to have. Torso. close-cut shirt that strangles the wearer. May explain why the carabineros are notoriously waspish. This is a torso. So I could put this on maybe here. This gives me instincts and minus to blueprints. Whereas this gives me gray matter, which would be kind of good. Coordination, statehood. I need a neck thing. Cold read. Personalism, but lower shadow play. Lenses. Entanglement, but -1 to instincts. Curve and doppelgang. Kind of fuck with this. They're worth 14 bucks. Kind of fuck with this too. Scariest thing is how easy someone convince themselves they're not lying, or how far they go to support the lie. Yeah. Yeah, my mother, she has OCD, and she's also just like an obsessive compulsive liar. Like, she will lie about shit that literally doesn't even make sense. Like, you'll ask her about the weather and she'll lie for some reason. And it's pretty crazy when you have like a chick screaming and crying, trying so hard to convince you that they're telling the truth, and it's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, we both know you're lying. You know, I got cheated on once, and it was like that as well, where I found out and I confronted the chick, and like, she's screaming and she's crying and stuff, and I'm just like trying to convince me that she's not, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I know you cheated. Why are you crying? Like, how are you upset? Like, you're the piece of shit here. If anyone's supposed to be crying, should it be me? Like, what are we talking about here? You know? I don't have a hat, right? I don't have head, face, or neck. Just wear the hat, I guess. Gives me +1 to cold read. Whereas this gives me +1, -1. Having more nerve would be nice, but losing doppelgang is such an L. Buying that.
Must be some party you're going to.
What about the goggles? -1 to instincts. I don't know if I want to nerf my instincts like that.
Fair warning, wear those too much and they'll give you a nasty headache.
Cool that they have dialogue just for this stuff.
You need anything else?
Tea party?
I guess I used to. Haven't had time lately. But I usually know when something's going on, even if I'm not gonna be there.
I could see like Fallout idle music, yeah. Where's the band Blood Golem?
Blood Golem?
Her voice explodes with enthusiasm, a register so long lost to her that it crackles a little as it erupts.
Lower anxiety, W.
Of course I've heard of Blood Golem. I was at their last show here. Haven't thought about them in ages. Petrus should have a disc of theirs if you want to listen. They fucking reap.
Wow.
It was at the War Drum in Party Alley. Demolished now. Used to be evil gigs in there. Shoulder to shoulder every night. Edge of violence. Until the GMs came and shut the electricity off, nailed planks over the door, said there were noise complaints. Bullshit. It was a sanitization campaign. trying to make Portofino look like a mole, hoping the bank would give us more money. But that night, the crowd turned up same as ever. We ripped off the planks and partied in a hollow shell. Blood Golem played their set on portable amps, sounded like shit. Best show of my fucking life.
I don't want to say this. This might increase my anxiety thinking about my dead homies. RZP probably wanted to turn it into a laboratory of some kind. Party again in the ashes of liberalism. You weren't hearing the music. You were hearing one another. Based.
Wasn't hearing anything by the end of the night. That set ruptured both my eardrums. Didn't give a shit.
New War Quest was peak. It took you so long to beat it? Really? How come? I mean, it's kind of a long quest. That's why they give you a little thing that's like, yeah, this is going to take like a couple hours or whatever. But like, yeah, New War is amazing. I think New War is my second favorite quest. I think it's so good. Going through all the factions and seeing things from their perspective and like playing the game from their perspective is so fucking sick.
I haven't thought about Blood Golem in so long. There'll always be that night, you know. Anthem for the fucked. During the daytime, no, not usually, people have to work. Dead. Still a few maggots writhing around in the corpse, maybe, but looking at them just makes you sadder, you know? Ten or 15 years ago, there were feedback parties in the backways. Anyone who played loud enough could jam. You'd hear the distortion 3 canals away.
Part with the Umbra, I didn't understand it for a while. The Jackal was easy though. So one thing I would recommend when it comes to Warframe is my friends gave me shit about this for so long because they were like really excited to watch me play through Warframe stuff. This is very common in the Warframe community. Like people get really excited to watch newbies play through the... They call them Baby Tenno. They get very excited when Baby Tenno are playing through the story for the first time. And there were many times I'd be in a boss fight or something and I wouldn't, like, just be shooting things because that's what you do, you know? You'd be shooting things and slicing things and stuff and, like, not really getting anywhere. And my friends would always give me shit because they're like, Zach, you never look on the right side of your fucking screen. And sure as shit, every time I'd look on the right side of my screen and it would be like, run away. Or it would be like, you know, hit the button or something like that. So that's one tip I can give all Warframe players is I know it's easy to get into the mindset of just like kill, 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 kill. Just look on the right side of your screen and look at what the objective tells you. Because so many times it's like there's something more to do. And I had that many times playing through the campaign of my friends just being like, just look on the fucking right side of your screen, Zach. What are you doing? And I'm like, dude, I'm playing Warframe, bro. I'm in the kill mindset. And they're like, yeah, kill after you press the fucking button or whatever. Like they'll never stop spawning until you press the button or whatever, dude.
Now, if anybody plays around here at all, it's just covers of bluesy and stuff. Yeah, alright. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, hell yeah. We got some drip. We got some drip. Oh. 1, 2. 12 o'clock for hanging out? Okay. Alright. I'll be streaming till noon. I'll be streaming till noon, mateys. We'll stream more after. Coordination. That gives me doppelgang. My coordination is so ass, it's crazy. It's actually insane how bad my coordination is. That's right, bro. Look at the drip. You see this drip? Sheesh, bro. That's right. That's right, brother. Straight gaming. Looking dapper as fuck. Finally figured out the map. God, Warframe is so peak, bro. A mass of soft animals. I'll check the rest of this first. Chip grease smeared on chains and leaves. My friend and I want to be on the same quest so we don't just race through. Gotcha. A dented tipping bucket tallying fleeting acts of gratitude. The air is a sticky haze of fryer grease and sausage steam. The name, Essilk number 3, is painted in faded lettering above the arch. An unopened beer, cold and inviting, has been left on the table. Ad for shrimp. Fat, crisp, and fried. Give me the beer, bro. Hell yeah. Brewski acquired. That's a quest that unlocks 1999, right? And then you get the apartment? Yes. I think 1999 is after Whispers in the Walls. Saida de Emergencia. The phosphorus glow of a Lumisol Elite 82 cartoon figures dart on the screen. I think Whispers in the Wall just unlocks the ability to do 1999, I think. Whispers in the Wall will unlock a new hub and, like, faction for you to level. Primarily.
He's going to melt his head.
The girl leans in closer to the television set.
On the TV, a giant wolf-like creature stands up on its hind legs and howls. Its fur bristles gold. Dangerous, mythical, electrifying. No wonder the kids are watching this.
What is this?
Suddenly, the beast roars and light floods the screen. It's followed by a wet, pulpous sound. The show's art style is identical to the wolf cup you came across.
Ecstatic wolf is awake.
The boy grins at the television, gripping the toy sword on his belt a little tighter.
LED lights are distributed evenly along the blade. Durable PVC hilt with textured grip. Impressive armament.
Near loose end, a boy in the bazaar is wielding an imported toy sword, which has a glowing blade and can produce sound effects. What are you watching?
Wolves.
He points at the screen.
It's 66 wolves, and it's our favorite thing in the whole world.
She spreads her arms.
It's about a girl who has 66 chambers in her heart, and each one contains a wolf. And the wolves came out to make war with the angels.
What?
Each wolf has a special weapon, and they have super violent special attacks too.
What I've realized in Warframe is that Railjack, in my opinion, is the best way to level up your MR. I'm already MR 11. Railjack is really good for a lot of things. It's really good for material farms. It's really good for endo, from getting the parts and then scrapping the parts. The problem with Railjack is most people hate Railjack. I enjoy Railjack, but a lot of people hate Railjack, and so they just don't utilize it.
On the screen, a headless lupine figure, standing on its back legs, shakes violently. Blood pours from its neck as flesh reknits itself.
Oh my god. Kid stuff lame. That thing regrowing its head?
That's Loathing Wolf. Another wolf cut his head off because it's the tournament art. But he didn't know Loathing Wolf can heal fast. Loathing Wolf's not even strong, but he can be scary.
Incredible.
Like when Weary Wolf ate an angel.
Oops.
But she
I
did
clicked
it
on the wrong.
slow because she was angry. So the angel was screaming the whole time.
What the fuck?
It's the best show. And it's from La Luz.
The words La Luz make your shoulders close in, as if bracing for a hit.
What do you know about La Luz?
It's the place where they make all the cool stuff. It's not like here. I bet they even have flying tuk-tuks.
Ridiculous. These wobbling open chassis abominations can barely function on solid ground.
And also we have cousins over there.
Some Portoferans refer to Lusians as strange cousins, a nod to this island's colonial past.
Do you like your cousins?
We don't really know them. I talked to one once on the phone.
I asked Mom if they could come over one day. And she said it's hard because La Luz is so far.
Your friends also like 66 wolves?
Everyone loves it. Some of the grown-ups like it, even though it's a cartoon.
Notice that the broadcast is in Mercian, not Lusian, dubbed for a foreign audience.
Would you describe these grown-ups as terminal losers? Oh my god, bro. What's wrong with an adult watching a cartoon? Jesus Christ. Does seem pretty cool.
Don't tell that to the music man. He hates it.
He casts a glance at a nearby stall.
A neurotically organized stall, about 10 meters west. A morose man stands there obsessively cleaning a disc-like object.
Point the man, you mean the sad man over there? That guy?
Yeah, him.
A man of strong opinion that he's not afraid to shout about, even to children.
He does strike me as lame tier. God, that's such a hello fellow kids thing to say. All he has are those discs. More of a tragic figure, I'd say. There are audio discs of the show?
Yeah. They have songs on them. Like the main theme at the start of the show. Or the one from when Nimblewolf burned a whole angel city. Even the angel babies.
What the fuck, bro? What the fuck is this show?
He says he won't sell the music discs because it would poison our brain with sonic excrements.
Want me to talk to him?
Well, maybe. But it won't change his mind because he's a loser.
Damn. What about Portoferan cartoons? Do you watch those?
I don't know any. Do you know any, maybe?
Wait, I remember those. From when I was little. There was one with puppets arguing a lot, and another with a green cat who was also a thief to help people.
Robin Hood. Giant arm wolves are clearly superior.
Death to puppets.
He grips the hilt of his sword. I've learned a lot today.
But we barely told you anything. We can tell you everything about 66 wolves. So you can just ask, okay?
Some serious weaponry.
It's Pathos Wolf's flaming claymore.
Cool sword. That's a real deal. You buy it from one of the stalls around here?
Yeah, my auntie brought it back with her from a trip.
Found a strange cup. I think it's from the wolf show.
Whoa, I've never seen one up close. You're lucky.
Don't mind me, Real Jack. I usually play with friends. It's just the higher levels, like level 300, that I have a problem with. Yeah. You'll be able to do level cap stuff in no time, man. Which is level 999. Warframe is like one of those games where it's like, it's easy, 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 easy. And then like gets a little hard. And then easy, 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 easy. Like once you figure out the modding and you figure out what works and stuff like that, it's just like child's play. After that, like you do level cap content like it's nothing.
Historically, you're closer to the opposite.
I do wish like there were some actual hard things in Warframe. apparently back in the day they used to have raids, which were actually like very difficult, and they were like Destiny raids. They had mechanics and stuff, but as the player damage scaled exponentially, they just found it impossible to balance and make raids, which is kind of a bummer because like I would like that. But at the same time, like I say that, and I also said the same thing about Diablo, and then Diablo 4 in their first expansion they added raids, and like nobody fucking did them, and still nobody does them, because it's like, why is someone gonna do the raid when they can just, you know, mindlessly kill a bunch of shit? But if it had like cool cosmetics or something that you unlock, I think people would do it. How much would you say it's worth? Mucho soul? Rest assured, I only got it as part of a rigorous investigation into the sickness of commodity fetishism. Are they rare?
Rarest.
Tell me more about these cups.
They're big, and each one looks like one of the 66 wolves. But you can't buy them anymore, because no one has any. The boat people brought some cups once, but then the adults went crazy and bought them all.
Tragic. A central planning committee tasked with cup allocation would have solved this. Animals? What about bootleg cups? Can you get those instead?
The toy store had some, but no one wanted those because they were so ugly. The wolves looked all melted.
Should add raids back in Warframe. I told my friend the Warframe had raids, but he believes Google over my word. I mean, you should be able to Google it and see it, right? Did Warframe have raids? If a raid and it's called Archon Hunt, okay, that's a little extreme. There were a total of 18 raid missions. Raid missions required the player. Yeah, this is literally from the wiki. Raid missions require the player to find an artifact, loot it, and return to extraction. Players receive a random blue. Mod, blueprint, or consumable as a mission reward on completion of a raid mission. Unlike items picked up from enemies, the reward has its card's picture on it in the mission summary screen. Although raid missions are officially removed, it's still possible to obtain the mission as a secondary objective. Now, I guess this is something different, not traditional raids. Raids in Warframe. I'm a relatively new player. I've been watching some videos on Warframe. I never knew that there were raids in Warframe, and it seems like they've been removed, and I wanted to ask why. People didn't like them. Buggy, not a strong player count for them. Gameplay didn't mesh well with the rest of the game. Biggest issue is that they broke like every update, coupled with how few people played them, led DE to the conclusion that it wasn't a good use of resources to keep them working. DE said we might get something like raids back in the future, but that is yet to be mentioned as more than a passing comment. Reasons why: a very low percentage of the players ran those regularly. They were very buggy and unstable. Almost every update broke something there, and a separate dev team was needed to keep an eye over them. Most of the challenges were based on specific mechanics and conditions that were thought out for what Warframes were able to do when that content was created. But as more frames and mechanics were added to the game, more and more stuff introduced that trivialized all of the challenge in them, so DE had to constantly make arrangements and special exceptions to prevent the new frames and mechanics from removing all challenge. Some sections of the content were not well thought out from the get-go, resulting in a very boring or unfun experience for extended periods of time, even on a run that has no hiccups. There were parts where you literally had to stand still for several minutes, while one or two players had to handle all the action. Yeah, no, they were definitely in. I mean, like, they were definitely 100% in the game. Is Google said they didn't have raids? He probably read it wrong. Yeah, he probably just Googled it, saw the AI thing that said, no, there's no raids in Warframe, and he was like, no, no raids. But, yeah, there's not raids anymore. They removed them, but they used to have them. It's kind of like, if you were to use the Destiny analogy, right, because Destiny is, like, most known for its raids. It's like if... You know how a lot of the raids in Destiny have, like, platforming sections where you have to, like, jump on little platforms across, like, a big area, or you need to, you know, once they added the swinging in, you had to, like, swing over chasms and stuff. Imagine then they just add a character into Destiny that can fly infinitely. Right? Now imagine... Why would anybody not use the character that can fly infinitely on the raid where you need the platform? Right? Like, everyone would just do the fly infinitely ability, because then they don't even have to worry about the platforming. There's no chance of even fucking up the platforming and ruining the raid. So it's kind of like that. That's the problem that Warframe had, was that they would design these, like, mechanics, and then they would release a frame that, like, broke all of the mechanics. And they're like, shit. Okay, well, like, you know, I guess we need to go back to the drawing board, or we need to change the mechanic. And then, yeah, they'd release more frames, and they'd break more stuff. And, yeah, that was kind of the issue.
You know, like the wolves.
Must be a marketing ploy or something. Wow, you kids really fell for it. Of course.
We've only seen the ones from the Redemption arc. That's one of them.
The Redemption arc has 6 cups. There's Tyrant Wolf, Placid Wolf, Dream Wolf, Critical Wolf, Stubborn Wolf, and Eager Wolf.
Anything special about the cups?
Special? What do you mean?
They enhance your brain power?
No.
Do they boost your physical performance?
No.
Do they make you more likable?
I don't think so.
Kill the pain inside?
Probably not.
So what do?
You can drink from them. As a straw.
And they look like wolves.
This one seems to be thinking. Show them the critical wolf cup.
Whoa. He looks even smarter than in the show. Remember when he cast Lexicon Apocalypse and wiped out like 50 angels from history?
Uh-huh. After he found their real names in the bottomless library. Critical Wolf can be scary, but he's the smartest one.
Yeah, this show actually kind of sounds sick.
Alright. So, what now?
2 people ain't apart with that sword.
My sword? But it's my sword. I need it.
Let's be logical. Whoever needs it more, you, obviously, should have it.
I'd only borrow it for a bit. What do you need a sword for?
For fighting angels and other monsters? They're big.
$10? Fuck it, we ball.
I can't fight angels with money.
Our aunt got it for him for his birthday. He can't just give it to you. If you want it, then it has to be fair. With honor.
What makes you think you have a say? Alright, I'm listening.
When Dreadwolf met with the legendary smith Kuro of the Grey Fang tribe, Dreadwolf didn't have coin. So she traded her Eventide pendant that she had since she was a pup, so Kuro would make her a dagger.
The Phantasmal Stiletto. It's so sick.
So you have to offer something big, or else it's not fair and he keeps the sword.
Miracle required. Expect despair. I mean, it's a white check, so I could retry.
The kids study you, attentive.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to talk about the wolves some more?
The children ignore you.
Okay. Good talk, kids. A jumble of discs from artists you've never heard of. Can they add a fucking quick save to this game, please, for the love of all that's holy?
Off-brand driver, cheap plastic housing.
The man gazes down at a crate of cartridge discs, eyes narrowed, lips drawn. Veins rise like old roots beneath his thin skin.
Mass-produced excrement. These animals pleasure themselves in it.
Huh? He turns to you, shaking his head. Who's pleasuring themselves? Nod politely. I'm not here to buy something. I just want to ask you some questions. Who's pleasuring themselves? Nod politely.
Those smears near the optical pickups? That's not damage. Shame. It oozes out over time. You see this? Each one guaranteed for 10,000 replays. Obscene.
Pseudopod was listening to a disc. Waste of your time. I need to roll at least an 11. Talking about music.
I'm talking about cultural ephemera.
Ah, culture. Your specialty, I'm guessing? Gesture around his media stall.
Speciality. But, as you can see, I spend my days backed into a corner, hopelessly outnumbered by the dead-eyed horde, dreaming of format-assisted auto-annihilation.
This game's kind of cool. This probably has some of the best writing I've seen in an RPG in a really long time. It's quite good. And the ways to approach problems are also really interesting.
Every day, I come out here to share the joy of rare media with discerning customers.
Voice acting is good too.
Instead, every day, they shove my face in the dog bowl of ignorance and banality. Evidently, you're another one. I'll prepare the bowl.
He would not put it past this man to have a prop dog bowl to hand.
Please do. I'll prime my shoving hand. That's a little extreme. Is everything alright? Do you have any money for this?
Recent sales have been better than projected, unfortunately. The result? A daily procession of zombified replayers. Like you.
No entries found under replayer. Filing under insults, incomprehensible.
Go ahead. Browse away. My name's Petre. If you need anything, I'll be here. Lamenting what's left of the culture.
I was gonna ask you if you know anything about a place in Oregon called Lemedon. No. Doesn't ring a bell. A colleague of mine got into some trouble. I think he came through here.
The vendor's eyes narrow behind his orange lenses.
This is a media store, not the missing persons division. Also one of the GMs with questions like that.
The Guardian Municipal. Street cops.
Seems like a man who remembers his customers.
I try. So most of humanity fades into an indistinguishable morass of banality.
He loves the word banality.
This
I find it
colony,
quite banal.
what does it look like?
Bald spot, brown jacket. It might have been new in town for the Super Bowl. The soccer boy.
Dialectical looking glasses. Air of advanced virginity.
Advanced virginity, bro. Holy, average YouTube troll gives off the same air. That's him.
Yes, he came by here. Little communist lost. adrift among the many wonders of the free market.
It's from an Instagram comment you got? Yeah, no. No idea. Must be a really small place in Oregon if I haven't heard of it. I've heard a lot of fucking... I've done a lot of people from obscure places in Oregon. Was he with it?
Visit might be a stretch. Let's just say the man was definitely mobile. Your dialectical friend mistook himself for some sort of big money businessman. He wanted the bazaar to import superblock hosiery. Socks to start with, but there was talk of cotton tights, even stockings if the venture took off.
Wow.
Making inroads with his persona. Competent in theatre, at least for this period of play.
You're joking, of course. He didn't even know what a velodism was, let alone an Einzelton.
The fuck
At
are
a certain
those?
point, I'm just debasing myself.
You buy anything?
No. And to be honest, I wouldn't have wasted the stock. He seemed immune to music. Of course not. I don't sell socks.
His eyebrows twitch as he glances down at the rows of tapes and discs that surround him.
So is he alright, your man? Or what?
I'm doing my best to get him some help.
Yes, yes. We are all so well intended.
The vendor gauges you behind his coloured lenses, tongue skimming teeth.
Ew.
All across the city of Petra, there is silence. People peer out fearfully from the slivers between curtains.
I'll be blunt. Are you with a weeping eye?
A fresh injection of fear.
Ugh.
Primal grade.
They look Lusian too?
Not immediately. Could be a cheap knockoff, though. The weeping eye sheds many tears, as they say.
So I'm paranoid, Petre. Don't worry, I have tendencies to. I gouge eyes, especially weeping ones. The eyes may see you, but they cannot know you.
Depends on how much torture they go in for. Who am I kidding? I'd end it long before they took me alive. Be happy to, in fact. Shard or Veladis kissing the wrists. One-way stroll into the canal.
Jesus.
My point is, your colleague was asking questions. Now, something's obviously happened, and here you are, also asking questions. Given the current climate, no one wants to answer these questions, least of all, me.
Let me tell someone who does.
I'll tell you what I told your sock friend. Speak to the boatman down by the vest docks. He's the one who knows the underground goings-on around here. We're just the vendors. Like I said, no one is going to take kindly to being interrogated these days. But your friend was there. I guarantee it. Talk to the boatman a good half hour. After that, I know nothing. Wonderful. Now for all our sakes, please say no more. If you want to talk media formats, I'm your man. This other stuff.
On a strange disc.
Strange how? Format or content?
Content.
More cheap calories to sate the masses. Alright, let's have it. An Einzelton XR.
For a moment, all expression drains from his face.
Where did you get this?
His voice drops to a half whisper. I found it.
Einzelton hasn't been available to regular consumers for a decade. A disc in good condition is worth thousands of sol to people who appreciate its wonders.
Doesn't seem wondrous to me. There's nothing on it. What wonders are we talking about?
The apex of auditory technology. A high-fidelity and dynamic sonic experience that self-effaces after a single play.
What?
Reproduction and erasure just millimeters away in space, milliseconds in time. Precision humans can only dream of.
How does it erase itself?
A magnet embedded in the disc erases its contents as it's being listened to.
What?
As in life, everything happens only once.
Fuck, so
Replayability
Pseudopod is the only
oblivion.
person that's heard what was on this? It's between Eugene and Salem. Well, I know the both of those. I don't know a Lebanon. The only thing I can find on Google of it is just a picture of a rail bridge and extremely old cars. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't know. I know both of those places. Haven't heard of a Lebanon. What's the point if you can only listen to it once?
You can imagine the use cases yourself. Rental markets, promotional copies, that sort of thing. The technical origins are trite.
He waves a hand dismissively.
Espionage potential, immense. The burn after reading function built into the medium itself.
Its deeper purpose is simply to exist, to remain in a rarefied realm of pure potentiality and infinite beauty.
Bad news, this one's already been played.
You played it?
An incredulous rage rises up in him. I would never, but someone else did.
Filthy animals. Those. Better they recalled them all years ago. Better a mass manufacturing fault than this, to save them from this humiliation from being passed around like...
The vendor deflates before you.
I'm sorry.
He gets out finally.
Talking to the Einzel tone, not you.
Oh, get over it. It's just a disc. It's in a better place. It's in a better place is so funny. Any idea what the title means? Ultraviolet You, but from a dream. Even though it was empty, I listened to it. It made me feel pretty weird.
I assume fondling a human corpse would also make you feel pretty weird.
If pretty weird means horny, then you're absolutely right. What?
You did a little of that too, but no need to mention.
No, I meant it was eerie. There's something spiritual about it. Can Einzel does be weaponized? Of course, you've just done it. By bringing me its desecrated carcass, I won't sleep tonight.
Makes sense. Forbidden media. Desecration of a tomb. The broken seal. You did a little.
If you want spiritual, find an unplayed one. This is the dark stuff. You're transgressing.
Makes sense. Forbidden media. Desecration of a tomb.
Ultraviolet is a pop singer. Degenerate Lucian Electro-Dross. There's a new fabricated star every day, it seems, but she's the top
I think
of
I've leveled
today's
up now.
pile.
Maybe.
As for the title, probably the works of a brain-dead marketing committee.
It's like a temporary L pop star doing on this obscure format.
Some kind of promo copy, I would assume. Maybe an advanced single of some kind?
You think it's real, not a bootleg?
Of course it's real. You can't bootleg an Einzeltone. Another of its enduring qualities. This ultraviolet has gone missing at the moment. Kidnapped by counter-fascist radicals. Whatever that means. Lucian marketing plot, if you ask me.
Could be the work of the militia Ruben Rouge. Extreme communist fringe group. They've ransomed public figures before.
More pop stars should be abducted for the cultural good. Marketing is the real art here. I want more of her already. She sounds alluring. Some stalkers probably got her locked in a room somewhere.
Don't try to brighten my day. Optimism is slow-acting poison.
The vendor looks at the red disc and runs a thumb over its surface.
None of this is the Einzeltone's fault, of course. They can't control what gets seared upon them.
It's in a better place.
No, I'm afraid it's not. No more potential, only anti-potential. Replayability is oblivion. The end.
The end. Replayer.
You seem to have misunderstood my soliloquy. It's done. No mass. The beauty and the tragedy of the format. I hope you dispose of it with dignity. I think a private ceremony would be most appropriate.
Damn, I could add pie fucking delirium, dude. On Technoflex. I think I have gear that can max increase my Technoflex, right? What's a
Picture
replayer?
a dog that shits, then eats it, then shits again. That should give you some idea.
Because Google AI, you can't really trust it. You really can't. Google AI will be like telling you something as if it's fact, and then you look at where they got the information, and it's just a fucking Reddit thread of just like two chronically online retards arguing or something, and it just takes it as fact. It's like, bro, what are we talking about here?
People are what they consume. I'll say no more.
People are what they consume. I don't subscribe to that theory.
It's less an opinion, more a criminal sentence.
I really don't subscribe to that theory. I had a couple dudes being like, dude, if you enjoyed mixtape, like, I can tell everything there is to tell about you. And I'm like, no, you can't. I know that that must be like an enlightening and wonderfully rudimentary way to view the world that is probably very desirable if you lack cognitive ability to understand that people have real depth to them. But realistically, you can't tell. Like, you literally cannot tell much about anyone based on like media that they like, on what they consume, because most people consume a lot of shit. Like for me, you can't really tell anything about me because from like my music taste or something, because I listen to everything, you know. Same with like games. Like you can't tell really anything about me from the games I play, because I play all games. There's very few games I don't play. And all you can tell by the games that I don't play is that I don't play those games. Like, you know, there's nothing really deeper to it. It's not like, oh my god, I don't play driving games because I got in a car accident as a child, which left me, you know, half retarded or something. Like, no, I just don't usually play racing games. I play some racing games. You know, if I can brutally murder them or something, but like, murder each other. But like, most of the time I just find them kind of repetitive and boring. But that's all that means, is that I find that genre kind of repetitive and boring. I asked what's healthier, red meat or seed oils. It said seed oils are much healthier. Hell yeah, dude. Do you insult all of your customers like that? I think that makes you a shit merchant. Do you hate everyone who likes to enjoy something more than once? Honestly, what's so bad about playing something more than once? Do you hate everyone who likes to enjoy something more than once?
Oh, there's no sense in hating baser life forms. They know not what they do. I'm a man of peace.
The vendor sighs and seems to deflate ever so slightly before your eyes.
I haven't met a customer in a very long time who even knows what an Einzeltone XR is, let alone appreciates the format. Tells you all you need to know about the current state of the home media world. Is he? I'm not surprised. That fool and his friend would wander into the jaws of a lion if they were told to. That TV show. Idiot with a bag on his head. Your regular stop for hysterical lies and paranoia. Every night at 9 p.m. The old fool was always regurgitating whatever he had heard on there the next day. It's no wonder it eventually led him into trouble. Culture. Portofira. Scraps. This new Lucian mania is all-consuming. Nobody wants anything that isn't techno-fascist trash, including, apparently, their own souls. That would be preferable to the truth of things. There is no politics to it that they can see. They just want something they can idiotize themselves with. You'd think we had run out of brick walls. I take it this means Luz hasn't managed to make it into wherever you're from. Good for you. Well, it isn't. Anything we once had has been consumed, overwritten, digested, and shat out by Luz. And the worst thing is, we know it. We just don't care.
Wow, that's probably hitting a lot of Europeans especially hard.
The culture blockade was designed to prevent this.
Skill point.
Now anyone with the wits to create anything new just spends their time devising ways to get past the signal blockers and access Lucian drivel. Whole thing's a myth anyway. Failed project. Most of the crates I get from Luz come stamped by the Ministry of Mass Culture. They want it all out there.
This merchandise isn't smuggled at all. They're government sanctioned from the Lusian Cultural Ministry.
This is not great then, I take it.
Financially tolerable. Morally abhorrent. Every day there's new format, category, each one more depraved than the last. Of course, I can't say that out loud. Customer, you know?
He says it to everyone.
And signal blockers.
Well, there was a certain period in the early years of Portofiran independence when everybody on this cursed island was holding their breath waiting for La Luz to invade. But nothing happened. Instead, a few years later, the radio signals began coming in. Pop music, radio operas, later television shows.
Information warfare. Smart. Disappointing. If you're going to invade, do it properly. Storm the beaches, raise the city. You can accidentally pick up your neighbor's radio signal, so what?
And here we are, on the front line, spreading our ears and legs wide open. I can't be sure, but I have reason to believe the media they let reach us isn't even the same one they broadcast to their own people. It's made for us.
Hey, it's like China. It's like China, where if you go to China and you open like TikTok, it's like completely different. It's like a bunch of videos made to make you like smarter. It's a bunch of like teaching videos and stuff like that. Whereas like they don't allow any of the booty shaking retarded stuff that you see on like American TikTok. You look at TikTok in America and it's just like chicks throwing it back and like a bunch of just drivel.
When the city caught on, they put up the signal blockers, but it was too late. Hopelessly. Like heroin addicts, but with no chance of rehabilitation.
Okay, I'm gonna roll this. Nice. We have +1 for dead culture as well. See, this is why it's nice to like, this game is cool because you get XP for yapping. Which recently I just started playing Warhammer Rogue Trader, which is by Alcat and Larian. Larian, obviously known as the guys behind Baldur's Gate 3. And that game does it also. So it's a cool like incentive to like a gameplay incentive to get the players talking and into the dialogue and stuff, and to really exhaust dialogue from people because they level up from it. It's very smart. But I'm gonna roll. I'm probably gonna lose, and then I'm gonna level up my Technoflex, and I can roll again. Fuck. I had a feeling.
Your mind blanks at the glare. These things are single play only. Anything else is sacrilege.
Yes.
They're great, aren't they?
Yes. Very great. Sure.
Alright. We're gonna level. I'm gonna level my Technoflex. Okay. And then I think we have clothes for Technoflex if I pick them up. I didn't pick them up. We're gonna go buy them.
Oh, it's you. What takes your fancy?
Shit. I guess I don't have something for Technoflex. Damn it, I thought she had something for it. I guess not.
You need... Thanks for stopping by.
I have nothing for it, eh? Alright, well, we're just gonna try the roll again.
Welcome back, my good replay.
72%. I could be 89%.
Sure.
I'll drop a save. I'm a save scum this if I don't get this.
Welcome back, my good.
Come on. W.
Nothing is ever truly gone. Everything leaves a residue. Everything with a charge can be summoned back.
Petre. There must be some way of bringing Einzeltones back to life.
I'm afraid not. The format is near obsolete. Einzeltone is the past, yet it contains the future. How exquisite.
No, I mean there must be some way of reconstructing the medium.
The vendor recoils, as if you just spat at his feet.
So, your question is, Petre, how do I reanimate a corpse?
Exactly. Sounds a little heavy, it's just a disc. Necromancy, yes. Dark techno necromancy.
I would class it as necrophilia, actually. I'll be honest, the thought is so disturbing to me that I've never entertained it before. But theoretically...
He squints, glances up.
Breach warning. You are now hacking the firewall of techno-philosophy.
You would have to repolarize, remnants processing, probably a concentrated magnetic flip, neodymium grade. It would involve some custom gear, no doubt, but my answer to your distressing question is yes. I think you could.
I'd love to try.
Why don't you film it and make a snuff disc out of it? One for the techno voyeurs. Don't ask me about this again. I feel unclean. Sure.
That's funny.
A low, tilting shelf marked in heavy block letters. Despised subgenres. Various sections are separated by narrow plastic dividers, each one labeled with the same neat script. A baffling assortment. Hairdresser music, children's choirs, self-love anthems, opinionated female vocalists, and too many keyboards.
Too many keyboards. That's my favorite genre.
The labeling and sorting is as meticulous as it is uniformly disdainful. More labels. Falsetto-centric. Made for pederasts. Made by pederasts. Pretentious time signatures. Yodeling, ululations et al. You're not just flipping through records. You're going deeper into Petra's Museum of Loathing. The section weaponized boredom.
This probably could have
includes
helped my
such
role.
titles as music for dentist waiting rooms and narcoleptic landscapes, both by Eloisa Alba. The care placed into the organization is itself an act of love, performed hatefully.
Happy Memorial Day, Jojo.
A single label fills up the entire back row. L-pop. You feel the media vendor's eyes on you as you flip through the offerings.
It's all shit. Nod approvingly.
There are vomit bags behind the bin should the urge arise. What galls me is that it doesn't matter how I label any of it. These animals thank me for being thorough, then I too.
You try, but it's difficult to find something you're interested in while wading through the labyrinth of the salesman's disdain. Whisper funk albums, kazoo devotionals,
Kazoo
breakup slash
devotionals.
meditation EP, an album cover where the singer hugs themselves in the mirror, track lists with 9-minute-long affirmations, a solo project described as ecstatically celibate.
That's me.
You
For real, for
know
real.
there's something worthwhile in there, but it is lost amongst the brambles of trash.
Hone in on a disc. It's a white check, so I could retry.
You turn your attention away.
Where's my fucking delirium? God damn it! Don't I have something for instincts? No. Bro, I never know who you're talking about when you say Nick. Why do you say Nick? It says Darth Jar Jar. Why do you say Nick? Illegal repeater stations hidden somewhere in the city. Keep this TV playing Louisiana music videos 24/7. Anyone do anything fun this weekend? I wouldn't classify as fun, but I did stuff this weekend. Mattress behind the music stall. The owner lives here. Sounds like it's time to talk to Boatman again. He was holding out on us, as I figured he was. Yeah, I went to a little social gathering on Saturday for a few hours, where a bunch of old people tried to play matchmaker with
The
me.
smuggler inclines his head in silent recognition.
My colleague was here, wasn't he? You and I already talked about this. I told you he wasn't.
No obvious tell. He's good.
Unfazed, face like granite. The glasses help. Either you're lying or the vendors are. I'm going with you. My memory's a little fluid these days. A quick reappraisal of you. Ah, right, the twitchy communist. Now I have him. Yeah, your colleague was here. As you can see, he isn't now. What did you and my colleague talk about? Socks, mostly. He tilts his head. Not really my province. He was here to broker some kind of trade deal with the bazaar.
Now, stop circling each other. Commit.
No, he wasn't. Then he must have been a spy with the Opera Bureau, a measured flare of cigarette smoke from his nose, like you.
A still moment. From a nearby rooftop, the sound of children playing.
I hate when old people do that. Yeah. It's worse when their kids or nieces that they're trying to set you up with are there as well, and they brought them there. Kenzie's out here exposing my government name. Yeah, I don't know why she keeps saying that, bro. I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna beat her head in with a fucking hammer. He pisses me off, okay? I'm the only one that gets to call people by their old names, Okay, that's why I call Black Bolt, and Animal, even though God knows what the fuck their name is. I think Black Bolt's name is like ambiguous gender now. I couldn't even tell you what Animal's name is. Oh, Biscuits? Is it Biscuits now? Or is it like Twink or something? Twinkie or something? I don't know. Allegedly, we're both spies. My regards to your sources. This is the Bootleg Bazaar. Alleged parts taken as read, though. Taken as read. Taken as read. Taken as read, I think it is. A tough grin. Rough grin. Isn't her name E.T.? Yeah, it's like E.T. Biscuits or something, right? Anyway, your colleague seems upstanding, respectful, but I couldn't help him.
End of the line. The pseudopod terminus. He bounced off this man and landed somewhere in oblivion.
Did you give him this? Show him the disc. No, he frowns. What's on it? I'm not sure. It made me see terrible colorless things. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Petra said it was an ultravioletta disc, but a rare one. Lucian pop detritus. The sort of thing you bring over, right? Me and anyone moving merchandise around here, he lifts his chin towards stacked up crates. Half of these are probably filled with Lucian discs. I think this guy's supposed to be voice acted, but maybe it's bugged or something. Because he has art. Usually when someone has art, it means they're supposed to be voice acted. And I think it's just bugged. E.T. Biscuits? Maybe, something like that. I still hate the ad thing. I wish they would change it back. Yeah. You and fucking everyone, brother. It's such a dumb change. At least now with my new thing to see all of the chat is, it looks a lot cleaner. But it's just on my end, not your guys' end. But look how nice this looks. Look at this. Isn't this nice? So nice. So much nicer. And it has Twitch here too. So I don't have to have a bunch of fucking things up. Is there a puppy here? Oh, there's a puppy there. You see him? His little head sticking up. Oh, puppy! Oh, where are you going? Come here, puppy. Puppy, puppy, puppy. 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 Puppy, puppy, puppy. 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 Puppy, 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 puppy. Oh, big yawn from the puppy. Puppy. Yum, 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 yum. Good boy. Oh, it's time to do cardio. It's time to do cardio. I'll have to do it later. YouTube will do anything but add the feature we want. Yeah, I know. Like, look at how bad these streams have been doing, bro. Like, go to the channel and then go to live and look at how bad these streams have been doing. It's not the game. I promise you it's not the game. It's just how fucking terrible it is. It's just like horizontal streams. Like, this is with doing the dual stream as well, which is supposed to be horizontal and then supposed to put your stream in the shorts feed as well. It doesn't fucking do that. It literally doesn't do that. It's terrible. Was at my brother's house this weekend for Memorial Day, and he went on a rant about AI and data centers, and now we're gonna arms with China for AI dominance. How bad it all was. Good times. Yeah. People were ranting about racial stuff. Where I went. I want gifts so bad. Gifts definitely are not coming. Ever. They want to be like Twitch, but they're failing miserably. It's true. It's like they want the streaming side of things to do well, but they don't want to do any support for it. Like they add Jewels, the whole Jewels system, which is only for streams. It's literally a stream specific thing. And you're like, okay, so they're like trying to do something with streams, and they're like, yeah, we're doing horizontal, vertical, like co-streaming, dual streaming, and you're like, okay, so you care about the streams. And then they just like don't do shit with it. Color discs in these high-tech formats, not really my province either. Why didn't you tell me this the first time I asked? I don't like giving things up first, he shrugs. Policies served me pretty well over the years. Don't take it personal. He was alright when he was talking to you? With it, mentally? Very much so. Probably too with it. Shaky hands, blotchy neck. But he did alright.
A polite round of applause for the support act.
I need to know what my partner wanted. Why was he here? So it's partner now. A crease across his brow. He wanted the same thing as you do, I assume. A meet with the boss man. 20 XP, holy. The unassigned assignment. And who's the boss man? Tempo del Sur.
Your cerebrospinal fluid turns to liquid refrigerant.
Uh-oh.
Tempo del Sur, mid-tier deity in the local underworld. And once your asset, cryptonym Taxman. Also someone you once called a friend.
Gifts on YouTube are like bits on Twitch, right? Yes and no. They're like bits in the fact that like jewels are a separate type of currency that you can buy. Right? So you can buy jewels, you can convert your real USD over to fake money in jewels. Just like you can convert your real USD over to bits on Twitch. Where it differs is bits are really just another way to donate. Whereas on YouTube, like jewels are obviously like redeemed for different like emoticons and shit that happens on the stream. So yeah. I'd say jewels are actually like a more in-depth system. But they just don't seem to really do anything with it. And I don't know who the fuck is buying jewels. Like, people have donated a lot to me with jewels, but I'm guessing that's just with the 600 or 800 free jewels that they gave everyone or whatever. You know? But, like, I don't know who the fuck is buying jewels. Our family's found a common ground on hating robots. Brings both sides together. Yeah, I wasn't hanging out with family, so... Does it do the glitch? Lol. Clanker. No, it doesn't. That's another reason I swapped over. Is that it doesn't have that stupid fucking symbol. That was literally making it impossible to read some of your guys' messages. Like, it was just randomly replacing words with that symbol. I used to call this guy a friend. He asked for Tempo by name. By name, he nods. Your colleague was very keen to speak to the boss, but I had to turn him away. Where could I find Tempo? Where'd my partner go after you turned him away? You called Tempo boss man. He runs the bazaar. Why couldn't Pseudopod get past this, man? I think the Weeping Eye have found me. The guy that worked for you here in the bazaar. Did you hear anything about an unmoored boat out there? Where can I find Tempo? Kenzie's a piece of shit. Boss man is the bazaar. the edge of a smirk. He's everywhere you look. She made one viewer stop coming. I guarantee you Kenzie has been responsible for just as many viewers as I've turned away. Okay. How many fucking viewers do you think have came into streams and they, like, especially before I started shutting you guys down for talking about shit that was not stream appropriate, right? How many viewers you think came into the stream and then they saw her talking about fucking cum milkshakes or something and then they were just like, what the hell is wrong with this chick? What's wrong with this community? Why does he allow this? And then they just left. I'm saying at least 100 people, and that's really lowballing it. I think it's probably hundreds or over 1,000. Because I can tell you for sure, my friends fucking hate Kenzie. My friends hate her. Like, literally, the reason why none of them come over in the stream and they all use Twitch is because they fucking hate her. They're like, dude, she never talks about the game. She never says anything appropriate to the stream. Like, she's always just talking about fucking God knows what. And then they're like, they say the whole chat is like that. They're like, I hate your whole chat, bro. They're all like that. I'm like, they're not all like that. It's mostly Kenzie. Like, yeah, dude, I'll never watch you on fucking YouTube for that. Like, they straight up despise her, man. They're like, your YouTube streams used to be good, bro. It's true. Bro, Kenzie made my dad stop watching on fucking YouTube. That's how bad she is. She made my fucking dad stop watching. He was ride or die, bro. Now he's a Twitcher. They've all become Twitchers. Yeah, 1K for sure. Yeah, she called Farley Fatly. YouTube streams used to be good when Kenzie wasn't a viewer. It's true. Believe it or not, Kenzie used to be normal. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. But it's true. When Kenzie was first in here, back when I was streaming like fucking PUBG and shit, bro, she used to be normal. I'm not even trolling. Many, many years ago. When she first came in here, just as Fuzz's girlfriend. She was actually normal. She would just talk about the kids. She would talk about, you know, shit going on in her life. With school and stuff. The brain rot has taken over, dude. Her brain has been absolutely rotted because she consumes way too much social media. It's true. I mean, this is like, bro, this is like 8+ years ago, you know? This is like 8 years ago or something. This is a long time ago.
You know a stone wall when you smack off one. He's waiting for you to put something together.
Where'd my partner go after you turned him away? He came back. I had to turn him away 4 times. He smooths back the hair on his temple. After that, I lost track of him. But he didn't exactly walk off with a purpose. Did he threaten you? Did he cry? He got very frustrated, but no, I didn't see tears. He called Temple boss man. He runs the bazaar. Yeah, whole kingdom. He sweeps a hand.
Tempo had many criminal-grade contacts in the looms. Probably how he dodged the fallout after your network blew.
Still talk about that, just not the school? Yeah, right. Too busy doom scrolling on Instagram, reads her Instagram comments. It's true. Tempo's boss man, big picture stuff. His new underboss keeps things tight on the ground. Underboss. Teenage girl, 16, maybe 17, but knows the score. He smirks. Promising young bootlegger. Haven't seen her around. See, something of a protege. Teen crime lord with very little accountability. Got it. Could say that. He shrugs. Been hanging around here for a while. Tempo saw some potential. How Tempo pulled his operation off? Man's got a way of rallying people around him. Friends, allies, Lucian underworld contacts. Doesn't go in for sleep much either. Why couldn't Pseudopod get past this man? Oh yeah, look at all those fucking bonuses now, dude. I'm gonna do it. Almost trivial. It's highly favorable. Certainly we win. I need at least a 5. Okay? At least a 5. We win this. I'm not safe coming. Boom. 11 on a needing a 5 is crazy.
His name is Pseudopod, and the hushed arena awaits a different spy.
You turned my colleague away because he wasn't me. And who are you?
He's going to make you say it out loud.
Cascade.
He nods slowly. Rivulets of rain run down his sunglasses.
Tempo was very specific. At least he was to me. Cascade or nothing. He didn't want the opera. He wanted you.
Shards of both past and present collide. In the wreckage, a jagged pattern forms. 1. Tempo, cryptonym Taxman, your dormant asset. Contacts the opera. Intent unknown. Information unknown. Request. Meeting with operant Cascade. Only Cascade.
Master volume. Really? This is as high as it goes? Except they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me anything.
2. Cascade status frozen. Duration in perpetuum. Opera issues directive. Dispatch lead operant to Port of Pharaoh.
I'll talk about the kids too much because of privacy and stuff. Ah, yes, privacy. We're gonna hunt you down and find your children. This is some Last of Us sounding fucking music, brother. Have a setting for dice roll difficulty? I don't know, man. I've had fucking 90% and been rolling fucking 2s in this game for some reason. Back then, the streams weren't popular or whatever, and I know some weirdo that you annoyed wasn't working behind the scenes. That's true. I can't argue with that. I mean, hey, these streams aren't popular. These streams are very reminiscent of the old ones. Except the old ones used to get 10 views, and these ones are getting 24 views. But yeah, definitely, like, the short streams and stuff are bigger.
3. Pseudopod. Active in theatre. Assignment. Meet with Taxman. Retrieve message.
In general, for dice roll games, for people who want to see everything but not save scum. Yeah. The thing is, like, this game makes it harder to save scum just because there's no quick save, which, like, doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's actually impressive how big of a deal that is for quick save, like for save scumming. Like, it's actually pretty wild how much you can combat save scumming in your game by just removing quick saving and quick loading. Because, like, just the having to open the menu, click save, click on the slot, click overwrite, and then click confirm every time you want to save instead of just pressing F5. And then every time you want to load, having to press pause, click load the save file, click confirm, right? It's like just going from 2 steps to 8 steps, even though they're not like difficult steps, has de-incentivized me so fucking much from saves coming. It's crazy. But also, this game does something really cool where there's different checks. So there's a white check, which is a dice roll that if you fail, it might have some adverse reaction. You might have like an adverse reaction. Like, for example, if it's testing your nerve and you don't pass, you might gain some anxiety. But if it's a white check, it means you can do it again after you sleep or after you level up. So that's like kind of cool. So you don't really feel like you need the save scum on those because you're like, okay, I can, you know, go ahead. But there's red checks, and red checks you cannot redo. And those have some pretty serious like impacts. So like the red checks are like kind of things you might want to save scum. But it does feel like very hard coded to it's almost like Outer Worlds in that you want to specialize in the thing that you want to specialize in and go really hard into that thing, because if you try and be a jack of all trades, you're just not gonna pass any fucking dice rolls. Like if you only have like a 2 or a 3 in a stat, you're not gonna you might pass the passive like that skill checks, but you're not gonna pass like the big boy ones at all. Like you need to specialize and just accept that like some things you're not gonna be able to do, which is kind of neat. I like that in an RPG. I like specialization in an RPG. It's one of my biggest problems with Skyrim and Fallout 4. It's like I don't like RPGs that you can just jack of all trades it and it's like, oh hell yeah, dude, I'm the fucking master of the Mages Guild and the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood and the Fighters Guild. You know, I don't like that. It's like, this character's a mage and they're gonna, maybe they could be the master of the Mages Guild, and that's it. They're a fucking mage. Do another playthrough if you want to be sneaky guy or whatever. I got a comment on something else on YouTube, not related to these streams, from someone I obviously banned from these streams. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing, man. That's the thing about making it big. Yeah, my worries for like getting doxxed and shit were so much higher when we were pulling in even like 10, 20, 30k views. I was like worried about getting doxxed, man. Pretty frequently. Whereas like when you have a small stream, like dude, you know how many times I've been like doing small streams and accidentally doxed myself, or like played with Chris and he's fucking doxed me or something and it's like nothing came out of it because it's just like a small stream. It's so much nicer.
They wanted Pseudopod to become Tempo's new handler. You were just here to smooth the transition. 4. Pseudopod fails to meet with Taxman. Requests cascade from Opera. 5. Timeline disrupted. Movements unknown. Pseudopod. Status changes to lost.
Then I entered stage right.
6. Cascade. Status changes to reanimated. Operant arrives in theater. Unbriefed. Unassigned. And...
Unforgiven. Pre-fucked by her so-called superiors. Finger on the detonator. In the midst of a dissociative episode.
Questions coagulate, but at their center a truth catches the lie.
I remember you ordering something in your area popped up. I think it was energy drinks. Yeah, it was when I was looking at the protein energy drinks.
You knew it all along. One of your people reached out for you.
Or like back in the day, like, I think I was playing Black Ops 4. I was playing Blackout. I was streaming it. And Blizzard, in their infinite knowledge, put out an update to where it showed your first and last name in game instead of your username, and it showed your first and last, or all of your friends on your friends list first and last names if they had their first and last names linked through billing or anything. And so I just started streaming Blackout, and I did a whole fucking stream where I didn't realize my full first and last name for my billing information was my fucking username in game. Yeah. There's been so many cases of it. And, like, that's the privilege of being a small streamer. Like, if I did that when I had 100,000 fucking viewers, like, rip me, bro. Like, R.I.P. me. This is my assignment. Here's how I see it. Or maybe how I don't. His voice refocuses you. The weeping eye come in heavy. Start cracking skulls. Tempo gets a wild look in his eye and follows it out the door. You two spirits appear out of nowhere, full of socks and half stories, and now we're all jumping in shadows. I'm Rustamian, brought up to follow codes. I can't follow a code if I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm sorry you're caught in the middle here. I hear distant thunder, boatman. Shadow on the sea line. Welcome to espionage. I'm sorry you're caught in the middle here. We're calling this the middle. Best laid plans. I was trying to slink around the edges. A short drag. Take me to Tempo. Let's go. That's our biggest problem. Tempo's gone. Vanished. He unlatches the cigarette from his bottom lip. I don't know where he is now, but I can tell you where he was. Damn, I'm getting a lot of XP from this conversation. That's his office up there. He nods to the northern part of the bazaar. Tempo HQ. Been locked since he disappeared. That one in, that one out. Any idea where he is? What happened to him? Do the words "all will be forgiven" mean anything to you? When did you last see him? Why haven't you been inside? I'll get in that office. Another one of Tempo's recent phrases. That one was for you, as far as I could make out. I pass it on to your colleague. Thought it might get you here faster. Another thing my superiors kept from me. Had to figure it out from a cipher. It worked. Here I am. I have a lot that needs forgiving. Sounds like a coke thing. The sock boy put it in a cipher. Tells his head, you spy people. Very odd. Any idea where he is? What happened to him? I'd rather leave the guesswork to others. He went to ground. Like me? Strong ethos. Fair enough. I think so. Both fair. And enough. When'd you last see him? A week or so back. Since then, nothing. Why haven't you been inside? Because it's locked.
And from the other side, only silence.
What if our man's been in there the whole time in need of help? In other words, boatman, you don't have the requisite it to enter. There could be something about this message in there, though. You don't want to know what's in there, do you? Let's see how you get on. If they strapped a bomb behind the door, I'll be fine with lacking this it. I'll get in the office. When you're done. When you're done, he repeats. Did you hear anything about an unmoored boat out there? Surprised you did. It's got some of the local sailors interested. What spooked them? Not sure. One man, trustworthy guy, reckons he saw something thrashing around in the cabin. A beast, he said.
It must be slain. A jolt of fear snaps through
Fuck.
you. Right
My nerves.
itself across your
My
face.
nerve is ass. I need to level my nerve more. I rolled a 9 out of 10. Motherfucker.
Unclear if he noticed. He sniffs idly, rolling the cigarette between his lips.
How many times did they get sued for that? Not at all, to my recollection. But it was pretty fucking crazy, man. It was pretty crazy. There's been a couple times also I've like opened Amazon and it's had like my zip code or whatever, which like My zip code is a pretty big dock, so I'm not gonna lie. My zip code is a pretty big dox, if that comes out. Like zip code. Like I always say, man, I live in the boonies. My zip code's doxed. It's not good. That is not ideal. That triangulates quite a bit. You know. So like there's been a couple times that's happened, but yeah. There's a reason why if you ever see me complain on stream about a game not allowing me to use game capture and how I have to use monitor capture, there's a reason why I complain about that. Monitor capture is a streamer's worst enemy. Because monitor capture means it's capturing everything on that fucking monitor, bro. And sometimes you're trying to pull something up on another monitor. And it pulls up on the main monitor. And it's something you don't want people to see. So you gotta be good at, you know, if it is a game that you have to use monitor capture for, you have to like really fucking remember that. And sometimes that's easier said than done. Remember when Insta released maps and didn't tell anyone your location was on for an entire day? Yeah, that's insane. But what do you think it is? But you haven't seen this unmoored boat yourself? Well, we can get an explanation soon. Can't say I have. What do you think it is? Wouldn't like to guess, he smiles. Might just be another drunkard's tale. The sea's got plenty of those. You have a favorite sailor's tale? Why not? Ever heard of Karuk's Fold? I asked for a story, not a quiz. Sure. There's a shadow in the depths, he shrugs. Bigger than any ship. Sailor diaries and logbooks stretching back centuries mention it. Different tongues, same stories. Could be a massive coral ridge. Coral? Maybe a large diet? I don't know what that is. But the reports I know of agree on two things. First, the shadow moves. Like something swimming? Maybe. But if so, it's territorial. Deep sea whale, a squid. They tend to cover distances. Whatever's down there doesn't. And the second thing. Some sailors swear they've seen lights far below. Not always, but when the sea is dark enough. Probably bioluminescence? Could be, but I've never known fish or algal lights to blink. What do you think's down there? Rastamian folklore calls it the Deep Mason, a giant of sorts, a protector. He smiles. I doubt that's it, but it's the image I grew up with. Anyway, stories are stories. Whatever's on that unmoored boat's probably a lot more mundane. Got more questions for you, about you. I'm listening. Any chance you keep some sweet 66 Wolves cups stashed inside? Are you for yourself or for the kids? Whichever answer is more likely to yield a sweet cup. This is a personal side thing. It's from post-historical semiotics research. High-stakes stuff. The kids, of course. Neither, though if I had any, priority would go to the kids. I've seen a crate or two pass by months ago, but nothing since. Even the lads who sail close to Luz say supply is scarce. Is that unusual for Luzian goods? Sure, part of the problem is they're tough to bootleg. Closest place to manufacture half-decent copies would be Soon Zarek, I reckon. Bootlegging aside, Luz seems to have kept the supplies low. Could be intentional, or manufacturing could be tricky, even for them. Thanks. You come across any of the cups? Let the kids have a look, yeah? Make their day. See you around.
He lowers his head in brief salute.
City's industrial skeleton crooks a finger at you. Come hither. How close are we to leveling after that? Ooh, we're at 80 out of 100. Are people knowing, like, city? Because it's huge, but that's it. Yeah, I don't want people to know city. Like I said, it's a small city.
The brightly colored refreshments seem... The refreshments...
Empty bottles, an ashtray, but no liquor. Casual business meeting spot. Enough space beyond the railing to walk along the crumbling wall. Yeah, but I have no fucking conditioning, so I could just fall here. It's chilly up here. Pink mini skirt plus poetics minus one about doppelgang, mass produced in Agora Minor. Cool now, but in a year the landfills will be full of them. Little mini skirt action. Sheesh. Oscar knows where you walk, boy. South Carolina stuff is just a no because it's extremely tiny, and if everyone was super stalker mode and went there and sent my name to a few people, at least one of them would know and give information. I could smell you. The good thing about Arizona is everything looks the fucking same. Like, visually, it would be very hard to tell one place from another in Arizona unless it was like, you know, Phoenix or like a big city or something. That's the good thing. Flash of yellow catches your
An
eye.
assortment of cargo crates sits in waiting, adorned with faint chalk marks and bright yellow labels.
Inspect the labels.
Machine printed, crisp and official. They all bear the same logo. Tiny gold dots in a precise angular pattern. Point of origin, Ministry of Mass Culture, Cicatriz Frontera, the lengthening gleaming capital of Leluz. A maze of hastily drawn letters and numbers stands in contrast to the printed labels above. The symbols range from A to D, 0 to 9.
Can't make heads or tails of this.
You're not meant to be able to. It's not for you.
Look inside.
Black cartons of cigarettes are stacked in tight rows. One of them has been slit open. 2 packs missing.
Make it
The
3.
sight reminds you of a set of stairs descending into the dark of the basement.
Could have taken them. Is this what they call taxation? Someone's had their way with these birds.
Even worse, they've taken the poor cigarettes home for sloppy seconds. Trafficked, then violated. Sick world we're in, Hershen.
Steal a pack of smokes.
You step away from the marked crates.
My coordination's fucking terrible. I will get caught. I will 100% get caught if I try and steal. Alright, let's take the thing. Irons for boxing lessons and protein powder. Clustered together for safety. Let's take the thing out of the door for the guy. I'll make him happy.
The fire exit stands conspicuously ajar. Someone has wedged it open with a ball.
Wave at the pylon engineer.
You raise your hand to wave at the engineer on his pylon. He waves back.
What's the ball's deal? Take the ball, close the door. I guess we'll exhaust the dialogue. We could get XP.
Nobody is paying any particular attention to the door, or seems close enough to care.
My town is small. It's literally a 15-minute drive from one side to the other. That's probably a longer drive than my town, to be honest. Yeah. Like, my town is growing really fast, though, in terms of, like, population. And they're building stuff really fast out here. So, like, probably in, like, 5 years, it would no longer be considered the boonies.
Suspiciously nonchalant. They're just going about their days.
Wow, I failed a fucking shadow boy check. That's crazy. Anti-passive check.
It's a pelota ball, the local variation of handball. Pelota balls are not designed for use as doorstops. Someone has elevated this ball to contraption status.
Maybe it's a bad ball, a factory, or the ball is a mere pawn in something much bit larger. This ball is all about results. The ball is a pure object. It cares neither for purpose nor shape.
It's just a ball in a door.
See, I like how weird and wacky you can get. I love how you could be like, this ball has sinister plans. It has a grand scheme of wedging this door open to cause madness in the man on the pylon to drive him to suicide. You know? I love how you can just get like really fucking wacky with the dialogue if you want to. I think that's cool. It's fun writing.
A dark hallway. At the opposite end, you can just make out the bottom of a metal staircase. A fine place to hide in a moment of crisis. Marked and remembered.
Let's go in.
You emerge into the dark insides of a deceased mechanical beast. The only light comes from above a set of steel stairs, which you alight carefully, gripping the cold railing. The sticker on the panel reads, Propriedade de Renotel. In the center, the company's dolphin mascot grins at you.
Open.
Inside, you find a dirt-covered computer terminal. Above the gridwork of corroded wires, a sleek cable cuts a path towards the antenna.
Turn it on.
The ancient terminal groans in response. Relays clack in a series of deep, satisfying clicks, like pistol chambers locking into place. System waking. Please wait. Welcome to Renotel Control version 1.2. Copyright 87 Renotel. Enter
Connect with the machine. Tap into the invisible substructure of the city. Why is there a small angry line blinking at me? What do I do with this thing?
The artery before you connects to every device connected to the Renotel wireless network.
How to get this thing
The
working?
text cursor highlights the blank space where your command should go. Ask it.
Fuck. Is there a small angry line blinking at me?
That's a text cursor, and it's waiting for your input. When you type in a sequence of characters it recognizes as a command, the machine will react. The artery before the text cursor. Ask it.
Fuck. Can I just keep
The
rolling
artery-
this?
The text cursor. Ask it.
God damn it.
You step away from the
Wonder what a max propaganda run would look like. Nothing
The
good.
fire exit remains ajar.
Take the ball.
You pocket the ball and close the fire door firmly.
Alright. We'll go talk to the guy. We'll tell him we took it. Max propaganda would probably be working with the fucking guards a lot. They'll give me some fatty XP, maybe level me up? Possibly? Took a midnight train going anywhere. Fucking kids these days, bro.
You've come back.
I closed the fire good. Come on, baby. Ooshka! Big.
Some questions don't require thought, but the opposite. Quiet the conscious mind, and the answer comes naturally.
I get it. I know the reason why. Fantastic. What is it? I abandoned my friends. Punishment suits me. Stole a glimpse behind the curtain of reality. Great powers want me silenced. I have unfinished assignments and unsettled scores.
A life that demands absolute commitment, with no room for error.
Thought you were a woman, bro? Why are you lying? Greaser? Why are you lying? Why are you coming into the YouTube comment section and lying? Be realistic. You heard me talking. There's literally no way to think that I was a chick. You know. A chick would not wear a fucking button shirt and a cap. Come on now. Why are we lying? You had to click on the stream, and then you had to click on to go to comment, and then the thing popped up, and you had to click agree, and then you had to type in the comment, and somewhere within that procedure, you heard me talk, and you knew that I was a dude before you got that message out. Come on now. Don't lie. It's unbecoming of you. Your parents raised you better. And for that, I'm sorry I have to do this. But you get mogged. I had to do it. I had to do it. You wish you had a jawline half as pristine as this.
The pylon man turns his head ever so slightly.
You're not lying. You're lying. And I don't know why you're lying about lying. You know, you could just admit it. You know how I know you're lying? Is because I'm approaching 30 and I have never once in my entire life been misgendered. So I know you're lying. It's never happened. 30 years. Thousands of interactions with people. So either you're turbo retarded, which could be, I mean, you know, that's really the only reasonable explanation here, or you're lying. And I don't know which one, but if I was you, I would probably go, personally, with the lie. I mean, if you want to go with being turbo retarded, you know, that's your prerogative. And that's fine, I'll communicate with you in your own language. But I think it's probably better for you if you just go with the you were lying. That's the one I would go with, at least. Sometimes I feel my own superiors want me to feel. Sounds more like self-pity than an objective assessment of a situation, he frowns. Oh, huge XP gain. I close the fire exit. Dot discovered eternal victim. I saw a true public service you performed. I was of two minds about it. I fear I may have made a grave error. Sinister forces placed the ball there to corrupt order. The ball is happier with me. I'm going to brain my enemies with it. It was ontologically intolerable. Yeah, it was. I concur. There's a blot upon the bazaar, but thanks to you, it's gone.
I hesitated bringing this up earlier, but you might want to know. It seems you have a follower.
Oh, no. Chat, I'm out. Nothing of value was lost. W. Happened to me once. I cut my hair. Yeah, no, I have never once been misgendered. Like, by somebody personally. I was misgendered when I worked at a call center a couple of times. Like, I think like 2 or 3 times I was misgendered when I worked at a call center. But other than that, no. Like, never in person have I been misgendered. And like, I'm a social butterfly, bro. You know? Like, I have had social interactions with thousands upon thousands of human beings. So for it to literally never happen a single time, that's how I know people online are capping. It's never happened. I don't dress in like a feminine way. I don't present as female at all. Like I'm a very like gruff dude in the way I speak and everything. You know. Were you misgendered by men who have seen the ass before you? Well, yeah, but that can happen to anybody that has longer hair. But like, nobody's ever misgendered me as in like, you know, seen my face and thought I was a chick or anything, you know. But yeah, I mean, I have a fat ass and I have long hair. So like from the back, you know, it could happen. You could see a fat, juicy ass. You could be like, damn, bro. But no, I've never once like talked to a person and had them call me ma'am or anything of the sort. It's never happened. You know, which is, it's why I always know people are capping. Because yeah, I'm not chronically online. I do interact with people in the real world, unlike most of these trolls. And if it's never happened in real life, then like, you know, I just don't buy that it's happening online. I just don't buy it. Like, you're telling me thousands of people I've talked to have never once thought I was a chick, but then like somehow thousands of people online have? Like, nah, I don't think so, bro. It's just like a thing, you know, that people say.
Hair's attentive.
To get to you. A heavyset man, furtive but surprisingly sprightly. He wears a truly garish coat. He surveys the stalls below. I've seen him before today. I think I know anyone you're describing. People phone me all the time. Oh, I definitely know who he's talking about. He's talking about the fucking dude from the beginning. I've seen him before today. I've seen him around before, yeah. Is he down there now?
No, I don't think so.
I will, thank you.
Of course.
He gives you a little wave before facing the horizon once more. See you later. Perhaps. Yo. Level up acquired. Level up acquired. Level up acquired. Also, we got a new conditioning. Kitchen's worth of knives in your back, a chicken-sized bone from the universe. It's not really supposed to be this hard, is it? Nerve skill potential +1, entanglement +1. Too young to spy option available in gameplay settings menu. What the fuck does that mean? Temporarily lose reinforced effects. Gain relation disadvantage. Choosing hardcore options. Slot for thought to inhabit. Oh, I have to use a skill point to unlock an extra thought slot. Interesting, okay. I need to level my nerve, man. I keep failing nerve stuff. And every time I fail a nerve thing, I gain anxiety. But yeah, I think it's very unlikely that I've went, you know, almost 30 years on this planet, ranging from a child to a teen to like a young adult to now full ass man. And I've never once been misgendered. To then, like, as soon as the stream starts getting more and more views, to be like misgendered, like exceedingly often. I'm like, yeah, I just, you know, the math doesn't math, bro.
Oh, it's you. Well, what takes your fancy?
Wasn't there a thing that gives techno?
You need... Thanks for stopping by.
Let me check the clothes down here. Maybe it was down here. I'll pick it off.
You return to the rack of clothing. Price tags rustle beneath your fingers.
Sensors or records? These records I was thinking of. 28 bucks for
The
those
rack
pants
sags.
is fucking
You turn
criminal.
away.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not the fucking most manliest man to ever exist, right? It's not like I have like a giant beard or anything, but on the verge of collapse, worn by water. Dissected and abandoned. Dude, I need this pry bar already. There's a boar. And a big boar. What's the point in coming down here, I wonder? Nestorismo para todos.
Looks like the shrimping is off for today, Caracalito. We don't want to get in the GM's way.
I guess.
Slime damp girl. Is she eating her hair?
The man and the young girl grimace at a barge that appears to be jammed between the canal walls.
What are you up to?
We came here to do some shrimping, but that doesn't seem possible right now.
What's the barge doing here?
Not sure. It seems to be stuck in the waterlock. Maybe it's broken again. It happens from time to time as it's so old.
I'm not a...
Yeah, so should we.
The man continues to crane his neck at the scene in front of him. A ladder hugs the edge of the canal, rust eating at its rungs. Darkened patches show where the water level has risen lower, then risen again.
A lurch in your stomach at the sight of the drop.
W for leveling nerve here.
Your fingers itch for grip.
Look to the water. Look at the device on the other side. The water's reddish tinge and oily distortions across the slick surface make it hard to see far.
Wet cloth and iron dust. Foul. Chemical. Tiny silhouettes drift beneath the surface, darting in irregular arcs.
Look further down. The canal passes right under the building. Glance at the device on the other side. It's an old water lock used to grant passage to boats and barges passing through. There must be a way to operate that water lock.
Looking at the device, you don't see a panel or switch. That would suggest a control room nearby. Like the one over there, to the east.
The small room to the east might be worth a look. Got what I needed. The building above looms expectant. She was a whore. She was a whore, Tony. She was a whore. Buzz isn't even here to get that reference. The surface of the window bends light oddly. Visitors, please use intercom. Shadowed water wrinkle below, an isolated cutout of an abyssal sea. Behind the advertisement, a path. Yeah, I think this is a good place to call it. Gonna hang out with the pops for a little while, but I should be back a little bit later. We'll have some drinks, we'll just chill, and we'll probably play some more of this. So, appreciate everybody stopping by. Hopefully you guys are having a great Memorial Day, if you're doing anything. If not, hopefully it gets better. And I will see all of you guys a little bit later in the next video or some stream already. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.